want to only define the entity max 2 to 1, for example, or max is port, we can write all signals in each line. For example, we can write A, B, and S. All of them are in and bit, but we can write them in separate lines. It depends on you really, or the software. Then we can write, for example, here port A in and bit, B in bit, S in bit, Z out bit, and end multiplexer. Another example is exactly like the first example, but in another example we use a standard logic instead of bit. No problem. Both of them are the same. The only difference is the difference between potential values of standard logic and bit, and it is not so important. Then for entity declaration or definition of multiplexer with standard logic or bit, there is not any special difference. And another example is a decoder circuit. This decoder circuit is 2 to 4. It means that we have 2 inputs and 4 outputs. Okay, for definition of this, we must write entity decoder, for example, and is port X and Y. X and Y, both of them are input, then in and bit. F0, F1, F2, F3, all of them will be out and bit and end entity. And another example for entity declaration is half adder. Half adder, as you can see, is the structure like this, but in entity declaration we must write the definition or declaration by entity. Then we have entity half adder is port A and B, both of them input and bit, S and C, both of them are output and bit, and end half adder. And the last one is 8-bit adder. 8-bit adder is a little different with other adders because the inputs A and B are not 1-bit line, are 8-bit lines. Then A and B and S, all of them are 8-bit lines, and input carry and output carry of the adder. Then now we can write it by entity adder is okay port, and in this part we can write the definition. For example, we want to write the definition of A and B. A and B, both of them are input, then we can write in. And both of them are multi-bit or multiple bits. Okay, then we must write, for example, the number of bit, or then this new type, bit vector. Bit vector, it means we have a vector of bits. Then this line is multiple bits. And the dimension of vector is related to you really. How you can or you want to define the system. For example, here we need 8-bit lines. Okay, we can write 0 to 7 or in reverse 7 down to 0. Both of them are good, but 7 down to 0 is better, a little better. Why? Because in regular standards we have MSB bits and LSB bits. LSB bits are a lower amount of bit index, and MSB bits are higher amount of bit index. Then if we write 7 down to 0, it is very similar to MSB and LSB